Hello everyone, and welcome to the examples for week 3, the pretest examples. After week 3, you should be able to work through the following pretest problems. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. Number 19 from your pretest was an average problem. It says that Jason has test scores of 87, 79, and 99 on his first 3 math tests. What must he make on the 4th test to have at least a 90 average? Now you know to find the average of a group of numbers, find the sum of the numbers, so you add all the numbers up and you divide by the amount of numbers that you are adding. So since we don't know what his 4th test grade is, we're going to call it X. So we'll let X represent his 4th test grade. So the way we would set that up would be 87 plus 79 plus 99 plus X. Those would be his 4 test grades. Then we divide the sum of his 4 test grades by 4 because those are the amount of tests that he took or will be taking total. And we want that average to be greater than or equal to 90, at least 90, so greater than or equal to 90. And then we would begin to solve this inequality. So the first thing I want to do is to get rid of this division by 4, remove my denominator. And to remove my denominator, I'm going to multiply by the same number, both sides. Because if I multiply this by 4, or 4 over 1, we can simplify the numerator and denominator here. Those 4's would cancel each other out. But remember, whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other side of the inequality. So if I multiply the left-hand side by 4, then I must come over here to the right-hand side where I have my 90 and multiply it by 4 also. So now that gives me 87 plus 79 plus 99 plus X is greater than or equal to 360. So now I'll go through my steps of solving equations. I'm going to combine my like terms, all of my numbers over here on my left-hand side. So 87 plus 79 plus 99, that's a total of 265. Plus that 4th test grade is going to be greater than or equal to 360. Now remember, our objective is to find out what X is. So I want to undo this by taking away or subtracting 265 from each side. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Okay. So 265 minus 265 will cancel out over on my left-hand side, and I have positive X, which is what I want. It's greater than or equal to 95. Now what that tells me is he must make at least a 95 on his 4th test to have an average of 90. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the next problem. Number 21. Solve for X. So this is a simple inequality. We have to remember one little rule here, so we'll see. Let's start off by negative 2x minus 10 is less than or equal to 4. Let's start off by adding 10 to both sides. Our goal is to get x all by itself. So since I have negative 10 or minus 10, I want to add 10 to balance that out and come over here and add 10 to the 4. So that will give me negative 2x is less than or equal to 14. Now I don't want negative 2 times x, I want 1x. So I'm going to divide by negative 2. That will cancel that out and represent 1x. But whatever I do on the left-hand side, I must do on the right-hand side. So I'm going to divide by negative 2 over here. Now remember that little rule with inequalities. If I multiply or divide both sides by a negative number, I must flip that inequality symbol around. So that will become greater than, x is greater than or equal to negative 7. So you only flip that inequality if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative number. Okay. And the last slide is just a little tidbit of information that you may find helpful. It says that the absolute value of a number is always positive. So it does not matter if I have the absolute value of negative 2. Absolute value just means the distance that the number is away from 0. So negative 2 is simply 2 places away from 0. Absolute value of negative 2 would be 2. Absolute value of 8, 8 is 8 places away from 0, would be 8, positive 8. So the absolute value of a number is always positive. All right, hope you found those examples to be helpful to you.